Okay. Let me adjust the volume on that a little bit there. It is a little spicy. Come on. Oh. What? Close that out. Okay. That should be better. Alright. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Let's dig around in our farm. Looking for save games. Oh. Oh, there's that thing I was looking for. No save games found. What? Oh. I see. Mm-hmm. Okay. Stop. Nope. Weather report is actually what I meant to look for. Ah. Okay. Um. Grab that carrot. Oh, I'll have to clear that out. Um. So much rock. This is a rock. Oh. I would think that the rice would be fine, not watered, but I. Um. Oh, no, don't do that. Okay. I'm gonna have to adjust a little bit here, cat. You're sitting on. Sitting right in the way of my keyboarding. Okay. This carrot away. The rocks away. Not the cookies. Uh, Topaz, ruby. Okay, let's go run and do this stuff real quick. Turn this in. It should be okay. You know what? Stick this copper in there. Alright. Feed. Pet. Cat. Water. Bowl. Oh. And chickens. Can't forget this farm has chickens. How you doing, chickens? How you doing, chicken? Okay. Silo. We need a silo. I didn't bring my hoe with me, so hopefully there's nothing fancy hanging around in the little worm spots. Alright. Donate some items. So these gems down there. Go crack some geodes. Process geo. Okay. Okay. Iron ore. Petrified slime will donate. I should have done the geodes first, just because of that. We want... Yeah. Yeah, why not? I'll sneak down here real quick, see if there's any shells or anything to grab. Okay. Nothing. Nothing. It's fine with me. I'm not really geared up for much as it is. Go see what's going on. The local sardine population is starting to throw their species. What? I'm not sure that's possible, my dude. That seems wild. Ow. Nope. Sale backpack, you say? What's going on, Abigail? That's fine. I'm not interested in next year's egg hunt because I've got the hat already. Thank you. Thank you, though. I've got the cool fashion accessories. You can have eggs next time. Hmm. Hmm. Ow. Did get a few mixed seeds though. I can throw those down real quick. Put all this other stuff away. Uh, Copper bars that I can get rid of. Or use, rather. Um, nope. Um, could... Hmm. Let's do that. Actually, no. Good night. Axe. Could get the copper axe. Map. 4 p.m. Okay. Let's see if I can get over there and get that order put in first before bed or before closes out. Old Clint. You're not closed on me. Upgrade tools. 2,000. Balls. Jerk. Butts. Well then. Just gonna track some trash on the way. Because why not? I'll also come back up here and clear a few trees. Oh, hold on. Some wild horseradish. Wait, do I need to... Hold on. It's up there. Hey, Cobra. Dwarfridges was alright. We got some things done. Went pretty smoothly. I don't think... I don't think I have a lot of, like, above ground enemies, and, like, I haven't had any more lizard spawns down the base, in the caverns, so it's been relatively peaceful so far. Which I guess gives me time to work on other stuff, since nobody's attacking me. Huh? Barbed hook. Plant these in the summer, you say? Yes. Oh, only one. Only one such seeds? That's a bummer. Hmm. And a rare seed. Why not? Yeah, that's what I'm doing with that big platform. Since nothing else is going on, I just had to dig a ton of stone out of the ground. Is the downside, but we're working on it. We're getting there. Just takes a little longer. Part of the problem is also that I mean part of it is definitely that my game only runs at 20 FPS, so things get done a little slower than they probably should. So things go a little slower stream wise. Or it feels like maybe I don't achieve as much as I might be in a 5 hour session or whatever. Stuff happens, but I don't think that I think we got maybe 1 year done. Let's go here and get these trees out as well. While we're at it. But we're getting closer to having that first like floor area of the like big platform done. So once that's finished, then I'll start working on like building vertically for it. I'm still need to work out sort of the design that I want to put in there, structure wise. What's going to go inside the building? Nice. Okay. Those seeds away. Put that away. Um, yeah, crafted that. Okay. I need to start remembering just to carry my fishing rod with me more. Just so I can, occasionally just toss it out there and just catch some stuff. Charcoal kiln. Just turn wood into coal. One second. Bum, 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 bum. Huh? Oh. What? What do we got? What do we got? Weather report? Rain? Oh. Salmon berries, you say? Oh, hold on. Rainy. Granny, I want you to know that that is the silliest thing I've ever heard. That is not how anything works. Let's come down here. Yeah, it should be watered, I assume. I water them anyway just because I don't know, but... I would think the rice should be self-watered already. Potato... This actually should go in the other chest, I assume. No. Nope. That. One of those. Those can go in there. Okay. Right. Eggs. Got them. Put those eggs away. What time is it? I'll probably go for maybe an hour. We'll see. Kind of getting a little bit of a junky eye going on, so I might not be a whole hour, but let's see. What else did I want to do? I don't know if I want to go mine. Probably not mining. I need to. I could go find Robin's axe real quick because I haven't poked around for it. Go grab that real quick. Could also scoot. Oh, hold on, 1 second. Okay, I just a little the cushion beneath. Not super positions. I do adjust. Get my farming going. I guess the gecko took off. Must not have been interesting enough. The old geck. I brain shut off for a second there. Mm. Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean there's a bomb? Go. Right. Robin's axe is like this way. Ember. Down towards the middle somewhere. There. Plugged in stuff. Hats. I can buy hats, but not for $100. I can't. Here. I see. Oh, okay. There. Up Haley. Okay. Um. Robin's and um. Oh, 5 p.m. Okay. Fair enough. It is. Uh. Oh yeah. How are you doing so far on those? How goes the experiencing of LSD simulator? Berries. I passed the berries already. Nah. That figures. Yeah, like I said. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that seems like the kind of game that's mostly freebies until you get to that last few where it's just having to play, restart over and over again until you get it. Does it? Well, I guess technically doesn't. I'm trying to think. Does LSD Simulator have like runs to it where you play out so many scenarios and then it stops, or is it just so many you just keep going until you decide to turn it off because it's just LSD. There you go. Have some wild food, Linus. Okay. Makes sense. Oh. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it, but I've never sat down and like tried to watch all the content for it because it just seems like a kind of wonky thing to me. In general, it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. It does something weird, different. Yes. Hey, Goku. All right, trash bread. Got it. I got that trash bread. Let me see. Is that fishing quest still there? I will grab it. Go sit at the dock for the. Never mind. Hmm. Going on here? Anything? Anything going on here? New journal entry. What? Okay. Go in there. Okay. Um. I'll go ahead there. Fish the rest of my energy away. All good there today. The gunky eye. Good old seaweed. Keep up the green complexion. No. Guess I need to consume plants. Guess we're done with that seaweed. I've got some things to sleep on. Fishing in video games. I don't know what it is, but I always seem to spend a lot of time fishing in video games. I've definitely spent more time fishing in video games than I have fishing in reality. Even despite years down on the lake. I blame World of Warcraft mostly. Halibut. Oh, we did have. I posted a link earlier. Chat. Uh, I did run into. So I looked to see, because I've had one dwarf for the longest time, just angry, and I went to go see what I could settle as far as getting that the anger levels down. And I noticed that the dwarf had um it, so in their personalities and like their preferences and whatnot, it lists various things that they like, materials wise, foods, etc., etc. And like the very last line is usually the thing that they hate the most. And I, you know, the the list of things has a lot of the prehistoric creatures in it, and so happens that this guy hates the Proderpes. I, I'll look to see how that's pronounced here again in a second. I need to run back home. I'm done. Once I get to bed, I will look at the or I'll link a picture if it's not still there in chat. Let's go. Might that might be my undoing. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it back in time. Uh, ooh. I mean, I don't have a lot of money, so you can't really take it. Uh, how's that pronounced? Didn't say. Peter's Fool is apparently the. I guess that's the translated name. But so this is the restoration from fossil records, basically. Um, this is what the creature looks like. It's the wrong thing. There you go. And I was like, listen, if you if you hmm. Oh. Okay. I'll definitely look at that later. There was a no, he was just angry about like things in general, and I was working on getting him I was working on getting him settled in with some other things to try to solve his anger issue. I was that the guy. No, maybe I did give him a job specifically to craft items. Anyway, I just that came up in his description of the things that he absolutely detests, and so I had a laugh that this guy was getting angry, or sorry, that this guy would absolutely detest a lizard that looks like that, like such a cute, goofy little lizard. And I was like, you know what? The hell with you, buddy. And I had artwork, some statues, some artwork commissioned of him being surrounded by those lizards and him like screaming about it. And I'm gonna stick them up throughout the fortress, just to remind people that this guy, like, apparently just detests these cute little lizards. I'll just remind everybody, like, hey, that guy has bad taste. That guy is angry all the time. It's probably because he's a jerk. Because he hates this lizard. So I'm gonna have those posted about the fortress. I think I was still in the middle of making some of them because I gave the job to somebody who was looking to. Great. Um, I gave the job to somebody who was that wanted to, whose like great desire was to uh, create a work of art. I was just like, yeah, I can get you mason because she was a skilled enough mason. I was just like, yeah, okay, I can throw you into a mason workshop and let you work away at some stuff, make some things, and get your skill up. And maybe we'll make a masterpiece. And then that came along, and I was just like, all right, I need you to make some artwork of this guy hating lizards. So that was a thing that happened. But I also tried to get some statues. Monkey popped in for a little bit and named one of the other dwarves, and I got some statues commissioned because when you in Dwarf Fortress, when you commission artwork, when you just tell like some artist to go like, "Hey, I need you to make some statues based off of so and so." If you don't specify anything else besides just that person, make some statues of that person. The game typically will go and pull history and be able to like look through and go, this person did this thing. So, pull from their whatever things that they've accomplished or done or whatnot. Unfortunately, the dwarf that Monkey chose doesn't have any like significant history, so the only thing that she like shows up in is just her arriving at the fortress because she wasn't one of the initial 7. She got there like 3 years later, and it was just like it's these statues of like, oh, well, she showed up, she was working in the year 53 because that's when she showed up. It's just like, okay, well, yeah, and I I forgot some of the stuff. So again, I kind of was listening in on Blind stream earlier today, and I forgot all the cool stuff about like faction related stuff and ethics. Oh, hold on, actually, one one quick second. Let me get up real quick. 1 second. Oh, okay. So, um, just had to get up real quick. The was pointing out he was pointing out on his stream that that there's a big ethics system in place. So like every civilization or I guess it starts. What now, Cat? You come up here already? I just sat down. Um, every civilization. I think actually it starts as like every race has its first civilization, and that sets the ethics for the group. And each of them has their kind of like here's where they start at levels, and then after that, you can have, especially if you let the world gen out further, you can get what is essentially like you can get groups that break away from their original traditions, and like you can have dwarves that are raised by humans, and if if you have dwarves that are raised in human society, a lot of times you'll see them in their like history logs and stuff. They will like shave their beards because the human civilization they tend to do that. That's typically a thing that happens within human civs. The same thing with like elves. If elves get raised by dwarves, or even just have enough interaction with dwarves, there's a chance that their their factions can split in different ways, and some of their factions might go, um, we don't have to be totally um, real sticklers for the tree stuff. Most of them will still by default, but like some of them will just be like, "Oh, hey, we actually," because he was talking about how he had a faction that had broken away, and it was an elven faction that worshipped all dwarven gods. Like they had enough contact with dwarves that they picked up dwarven gods as their like pantheon. And so in his fortress, he like they came over and they just traded all the time and they were cool. I don't you didn't mention if they still had their like, tree ethics or not, but basically it seemed like those particular elves came like all the time. I assume maybe that just means that they showed up more frequently because they liked trading with the dwarves and their material. But and that's the thing, you can like any anybody who and he was taught, and it came up during like a conversation because there's a lot of people who have unfortunate like fixations on um blind is his hold on me I think it is let me twitch. Sorry, cat, I'm smacking your head a little bit because you're on top of me again. uh you know what, why am I doing it this way? I'll just do it the manual in chat way like this. There. um he primarily just only does Dwarf Fortress, at least from what it looks like. Most of the time I've seen him playing Dwarf Fortress. But and this was so it was kind of in a conversation about um like people being really fixated on like fantasy racism more or less, and it's sort of this thing where in especially in Dwarf Fortress, you get people who are very um unfortunately like clinging to these like dumb stereotypes from early game, and like you see it all the time in on forums and such where basically they just treat elves as like, oh hey, that's the shitty elves, like screw those guys. And it's very I've never understood it from yeah, he definitely has like marathon streams that are just nothing but Dwarf Fortress. But yeah, and it was just one of those things that's been around in Dwarf Fortress for forever. Is just people being, shitty about, uh, like because elves in general in the game have kind of a weird, um, they have a hang up about using lumber. So they have their ethics around how you use plants and animals. Like they have no problems trading you animals. They will sell you animals, but you can't like they don't want you to butcher them or make anything out of animal products, more or less. And because they show up and they like say, "Hey, don't chop so many trees down," and a lot of people just be like, you know, you're not gonna tell me what to do." They just don't care. They always just like, "Nah, I'm just gonna say fuck those elves," and it's just like, and well, and that's I get why people will get frustrated at them because they're just like sometimes they don't have much of a benefit to you, the player. They're just sort of a small hurdle that you have to deal with. But occasionally they trade you cool animals. But so there's some people who have taken it to the extreme and just been like, well, those are elves, so I'm just going to like throw slurs at them, essentially, the fantasy slurs, but like just basically going, yeah, sorry, kill them knife ears is usually what you'll hear. For Dwarf Fortress, yeah, I mean it is sort of a um, it's sort of the running commentary on them being a minor nuisance to the player. And like Blind was pointing out, like technically, of like the three groups that are in the game, like humans have the worst, uh, like ethics code or whatnot. Like they are the most unscrupulous of the group. Like elves are just whatever. They have a an issue with the products that you use or make, and but they have a problem with you cutting down trees because they find trees sacred, and then they just don't want you to trade them animal materials. You can trade them anything else. You make stuff out of glass or rock or whatever, and they're fine with it. But because elves typically come and ask you to like not do a thing, you get this like strong reaction from people that are just like, you can't tell me what to do, game. I'm going to do it anyway. And it's just like, I yeah, I get it once or twice. Like at first, if you're just like, nah, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Leave me alone, game. Then yeah, sure, that makes sense. You're just trying to do the game, and sometimes you're just like, nah, I'm not gonna listen to you this time. But online over time, it got to the point where like it just well, I mean, as far as as far as as far as a bunch of the community, not everybody, but as far as like a bunch of the community went, see, I don't know. Did I don't know if Krug ever like went the same. I don't know if he ever was like as bad. I don't think he was one of the ones that was like generic elf hate. Although maybe I haven't watched it recently enough to. I I could have swore like his narratives were mostly just about whatever happened to the fortress itself. So like he didn't really inject that in there. But I mean what I mean is mostly early on there were a lot less there was just less reasons overall to like be friendly with the elves more or less because most of their stuff is kind of junk. They use like all wooden. Okay. I'll have to look at that one. I don't know if I've seen that one. Hmm. I'll check it out though. Um, but like the issue kind of mostly started because early on, elves not only did they like they basically kind of gave you a penalty, there wasn't that there wasn't that extra incentive to keep on their good side. You didn't really get a ton of benefits, I guess. And I mean, there's still not now. Although I mean, they're still trade partners. They start out, perfectly fine. You can trade them stuff, and you can still get food. You can get crafted wood objects here and there. They sometimes they'll come and trade you like ethical wood so that you can do stuff with it and be fine. Um, and like they still are, if you're not playing modded, they are still like the best group to get random animals from because they will trade you just whatever exotic animals they might come across. Oh, did I? Ooh, might check real quick. I don't know if I um did I check the chickens on my fall down because I slept outside day? No, I did not. Trying to sleep. Dang. Dang. I did not pet the chickens. But yeah, it was just like an interesting thing where the game has far deeper ethics involved, like far deeper like ethics systems involved in the game. So it's just sort of a silly notion to cling to what is essentially people going like this thing in the game inconveniences me, therefore I will make up an excuse for why I should never play the game a certain way. And it's just it is very would be difficult to copy what they did. Who like what Krug Smash did? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you are. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, at this point, I mean, I think you could, if you knew enough about like some other language. I I feel like some of what they've done could be copied. I mean, they've made other people have made like dwarf-like games besides RimWorld. Like there's No Moria, which is basically sort of a dwarf fortress, except it's with gnomes. But like I don't know. I don't know that anybody would sit down and work as hard on the complexity of it all because I think a lot of people like especially if you're just trying to copy it like outright. Like I don't know that anybody would sit down and really do stuff like an ethics system like that. Like be just sit down and pull apart a list of things and go there's these factions, but then they can constantly change in flux depending on who they're next to and like things that happen in the history. Oh, this so and so's leader cursed the gods and was struck down and became a vampire or werewolf or whatever, and now maybe the rest of their people go off and do something else. Maybe they're still maybe they don't know that their leader is cursed. It's And then having things like going as far as like adding like the justice system, like having plots and that kind of thing. Like that's a complexity that doesn't really add direct gameplay. It adds like the story. It adds to how a fortress functions and what happens in the world at large. And in RimWorld, you just get these little events, like stuff's still happening and whatnot, but you really only ever glance across it when an event happens. Like something will just pop up and like, here's this thing, here's your choice, do a thing. But in Dwarf Fortress, that stuff is always happening, just kind of in the background somewhere. You don't really see the effects of it right away, if at all, because it might be happening somewhere else in the world, and you're never going to come across it because you're, you know, so far away from it. Um, Let me head to sleep for the night. I do, however. Uh, 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 uh. One second. Give me just a second, because um. Mm, okay, cool. Let me do something real quick. Mm. I So I asked a question online about a particular game that I remember playing. A buddy of mine had on one of those big goofy disc collections back in the day of like, I want to say it was like 50 DOS games. It was just like, X amount of DOS games or whatnot. Ooh. And all I remember was like a vague description of the game, or I remember like a vague picture of what the game looked like. But I never really played that much of it. I just kind of watched him play it now and then. I was like, I kind of want to check that game out. I want to see like whether or not that game was all that fun, because I remember playing it a bit, but I never like got a chance to play it or like borrow it and put it on my computer. I guess it may have been his like dad's game or whatnot, but I asked around about it and somebody pointed out the game, and I'm like, oh hey, cool, I should check that out sometime. So now I need to find a copy of Stellar Conquest 3 Hostile Takeover. Um, no. Just something that I can throw on every once in a while. If it's worth playing. I don't know if it's any good at all, actually. I just remember him playing a bunch of it and being like, oh, that's cool. I would like to check that out. And then just today being like, you know what? Hey, I can ask around about this thing. Maybe somebody will know. So. But yeah, it was just an interesting conversation about like the complexities of Dwarf Fortress and how some people are not very good at exploring those complexities, and also bringing like real world shitty politics to it, basically. Or, maybe brushing up against that and not knowing that's what they're doing. Oops, don't do that. I could, however, take my axe in and get... Yeah, I mean, I assume that does help with, like, creating said complexities. And I know, or at least from what I remember, he did reference, like, geological functions as far as, like, how various types of rocks form together. So, geologically speaking, you will find certain types of gems in certain types of metals, and that's like how it is supposed to be typically found in the real world. So, like, just the way certain metals cool might also create certain molten rock will cool into certain materials, and in that process it can create gems and such. And it uses a very not like super accurate, but like a fairly accurate system of what kinds of ores are found, what kinds of and what kinds of rock, and then what kind of gems are found, and what kind of rock and or ores. Oh crap! Would just magically get my damn copper bars, would you? Uh. Yeah, I mean that's one of those things too where it's kind of it would you would have to go out of your way to create that realism, like more a deeper sense of realism. But then you also have to think about, like, well, what other game is going to need a greater sense of realism in that sense? Like, it has to be some sort of like a mining simulator, I guess. If you wanted to, like, because I mean that's one of those jobs that are out there that you have farming simulators, you have trucking simulators, you have simulators for everything. Like, why wouldn't you have a mining simulator? But I mean, I guess the reality is anybody going to come to a mining simulator expecting a sort of realistic geology, or are they just going to be want to, like, dig rocks and hunt for minerals and such? Like, chances are a lot of places that some folks aren't going to be that interested in making that complex of a system for a mining sim game. I need copper. I need the copper bars. Stop getting distracted, brain. No, I'll probably fish the rest of the day. I spent enough time running around. We'll take a, like, small pause just to look and see, because the person who has answered listed both Stellar Conquest 2 and 3, and I think it's 3, but I will check 2 a little bit more thoroughly just to make sure which one it is. No, not there. I'll see if I can I also will see if I can find Stellar Conquest 3 on Abandonware while I'm at it. Okay. Okay. What? I click on my journal. What? 1 second. Let's see. Let me. Oops. Stellar Conquest 3. I believe that's. It does look like this. At least I know that's what the ships look like. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. I think this is it. Yes. Um, let's start our Conquest 2 real quick. Is there not a entry for Star Conquest 2? Um, images. Hmm. Uh, Hostile takeover? Wait, what? Oh, that's just the okay. Right. That's the subtitle. Um. Okay. I'll have to look. Stellar Conquest 3. Wait. Stellar Conquest. No, that's that. Stellar Conquest 3. Um, sorry, 1 second. I am trying to figure out. Yeah. Maybe it is just 3. All right, let me. Okay. I will grab it because it's a whole 116 kilobytes. Good old DOS games from back in the day. You know what? You know what I'll do? I'm gonna fish. I'll go down here and fish for a bit. Get some shells. I will. I will pop this game into the DOS box and see what this game is like. See if it is worth messing around with any more than just like, oh, that's that game. Cool. I'll see. Oops. I shall see. Oh, don't do that, please. Hmm? Wind down the rest of the evening with a little bit of fishing. And what time is it? Yeah, almost 2 o'clock. Yeah, I'll take. I'll finish this day out. I will pop in over to that thing and poke around it a little bit, and then I'll probably call it a night. See if I can get some sleep. adding to my seaweed stash already. No. Why? Got so much damn seaweed. Oh boy, trash. Thanks. I appreciate it. Just what I needed. Trash. Hold on. What? Okay. That was my fishing spot, you jerk. What? Oh, why did that happen? Very weird. So much seaweed. Broken glasses. Oh boy. I'm trying to remember. Is it just a fishing thing? I have to get so many levels in fishing before I get the recycling machine? Is it a mining thing? Herring. Hey. Right. No. That. Um. I have to remember to start heading back closer to like 12:30 rather than like 1. Although, I don't know. Maybe earlier than that. Maybe 12. Oh, let's. Oh, good. Trash. Just what I was hoping for. I got it. Soggy newspapers. Well, listen. The fishing spot is terrible. I should go fish over by that rock on the left side. I'm hoping that the gunk, the funky eye stuff means that my ear swelling is going down, which is a plus. I'll definitely appreciate the ear settling down. Hey, more seaweed. Man, so much seaweed. No. God. More seaweed than fish in the ocean. Hey, there's a fish. Oh? Oh? Oh, no. Jumped the gun there. Sea jelly. Very nice. I've caught the sea jelly. Alright. Oh no. Um, sorry, soggy newspaper, get trashed. One more. And then I'll start heading back. Okay. Oh. Trash. Get trashed, please. I'm taking this quality halibut home with me. Hmm. Okay. We should make it this time. As long as I don't get, like, I don't know, hit by a bus or something on the way. Which, thankfully, won't happen because the bus is broken currently. Haha. No bus. No fear for the bus. Let's put this stuff away. I guess technically I should just do this, yeah. That's so much easier. Oh, gives you +1 fishing, you say. Dang. That's a pretty good buff. Yeah, why not? I think that should be fine. Then put all this stuff away. Trash. Oh, okay. What is up, cat? Alright. I'm gonna save it here. Well, it's gonna save itself. Hopefully it'll save itself, and I don't run into that bug again. Alright. I'm gonna check this DOS game out real quick. Dang. What? Yeah, I would love to use it to my advantage, but it hasn't rained for forever. So let me briefly swap over to this. Let me hit this. I swap over